The secret to becoming an elite passer in Madden 25 or any version of Madden is the ability to properly and successfully read the defense. But the problem is 9 out of 10 Madden players do not know how to do this because you've been lied to. Yes, unfortunately, there's a ton of bad info out there about reading the defense. Most people claim you need to focus all your attention to reading the defense pre-snap, and this is absolutely horrible advice. They want to tell you, hey, see if the defense is in cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, man, cover 1, whatever. Call your play accordingly. This simply does not work. The reason why this does not work is because determining if the defense is playing cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, etc. relies upon different coverage tells each defense has. However, any decent player is going to set their defense to base alignment. And when you set your defense to base alignment, this eliminates all these coverage tells. No longer can you tell the difference between cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, because all the coverage tells are gone, and no matter which one you are in, the defense will look the same. So, the true secret to being able to read the defense like a pro comes from using your post-snap reads, and there are many tricks and tips the pros use to master their pro-snap reads. So in this video, I'm going to focus on doing a deep dive into how to read your defense post-snap like a pro. But with that all said, there is one thing you can still look at when the defense is on base and line before you actually snap the ball, and that is you can tell if the defense is in man or zone. Now, like I said, you can't tell the difference between certain zones. Like, you can't tell cover 3, cover 2 versus cover 4, and you can't even tell the specific man, but you can at least know if they're in man or zone, which does give you a starting point. Now, how do I do that? Well, the first thing is offensively, you do need to come out in a compressed formation. And if you don't know what that means, you basically need to come out in a formation that at least has one of the offensive receivers lined up in close, tight. There's many different ways to say it. But this gun normal Y close is a great example because look, that outside right receiver or the receiver furthest to the right, he is not lined up, out wide to the sideline. He is lined up in close, basically in the vicinity of a slot corner. Because of this, we can key on the defense's alignment on the right side of the screen. Now, when they are in zone, you'll notice that the outside corner is going to line up on the right side of the screen outside of that receiver. Now, if they come out in man, even when they're on base alignment, you will notice that that same outside right corner lines up directly over the top of that receiver. Now, there is a slight difference you might have just noticed that, yes, that outside corner, even in man, still breaks the huddle as if he's in zone lined up to the sideline, but immediately or then he just sprints in and now he's over top of that receiver. Now, compare this with a spread formation on offense, which does not have any receivers lined up in close or a form of compression. These formations do not work because you cannot read the difference in defensive alignment. See, here we are in man, and it will look exactly the same as if we are in zone. As you can see, this cover 4 zone looks exactly the same to the naked eye as that man coverage just did. So that is why you need to be in compressed formations. Now, with all that said, now that you know how to at least read if the defense is in man or zone, let's focus on how to attack all the specific coverages and how to read them post-snap. But before I do that, if you're enjoying this content and you want more just like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a like on the video. So, man coverage is extremely easy. If you notice they're in man, you don't even have to really focus on reading the defense all too much. All you gotta really do is call plays that will beat man, like man beating routes, whips, returns, corners, posts, digs, man beaters. Because if you know they're in man, it's not about reading the coverage. It's about calling routes that simply get open, just like this. Zone is much more complex. With zone, the whole key is being able to immediately identify after the snap which zone coverage it is, and the way you do this is by reading the movement of defenders and knowing what to key on. This is the skill that is going to take your offense to the next level that nobody talks about, and I'm going to show you guys my secrets to do just that. Now, the whole key here is you got to do this as fast as possible because in a game, if in a second or two, the pressure is going to be coming at you. So you got to read this stuff, process it fast, and this is the difference between pro players and bums. So let me show you how I would do that. So let me just start off with cover 4. So I'm going to call a very simple route combo over and over again, and I'm going to run it against every different type of zone in the game and explain how I'm identifying and reading each one post-snap, and then knowing how to attack the zones based upon the movement post-snap. So the route combo I'm going to use to basically teach this is a corner, streak, flat, corner, streak, flat, with a dig, drag, backside. So I'm going to start with cover 4. But just pretend you don't even know this is cover 4. Just go ahead and see what I do here. So I see the corners wide open, easy read. But I got to go into replay and explain how you would even know this. So imagine you're in a game and you have no idea what the defense is in. You just know it's zone, but you don't know what type of zone it is. How do you determine what it is as fast as humanly possible? Well, what you need to really be looking for is you want to figure out if the defense is playing some sort of cover 2 or some sort of cover 3 or cover 4. The reason why you want to separate it and think like this is cover 3 and cover 4, the way you would attack them, are fairly similar. If you're looking to become a better Madden 25 player and win more games, check out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content. You get all my offensive and defensive schemes, ebooks, weekly tips, blitzes, money plays, bombs, and more. I have all the best content available at the cheapest prices available anywhere. Sign up today for as little as $9.95. Click the link in the description. I also pinned it in the comments. Let's win more games and dominate together, boys. But cover 2 is it's a good difference, okay? So if I can tell if it's just simply a cover 3 or cover 4 versus a cover 2, immediately I'm going to know how to beat them. So what you're going to want to do to determine this as fast as humanly possible is look at the outside corners. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, well, which outside corner do I look at? Well, you look at the outside corner on the side of the field that you're making your initial progression. And what that would mean is, like, on this specific play, I'm first going to look to see if I can hit that corner route to the tight end, maybe that fade over the top, or that flat. That's the first part of my read. And then the second part, if I don't like any of that, will be the backside, which is the drag and the dig. So I want to read the side of the field that I'm looking at first, which in this case would be the right, because I'm really keen on that corner, fade, flat combo, corner, fade, flat immediately. So I'm going to look at this outside corner. And in a cover 2, he'd be in a flat. In cover 3 or cover 4, he'd be in a deep zone. And I can immediately figure this out. I already know. How do I already know that fast? Because, look, he is... immediately, he's giving away his coverage. He's giving away immediately. He's in a deep zone. And the reason for this is immediately, you can see he's turning his hips and he's bailing back. A flat zone would never do that. Only a deep zone would do that. And as soon as I see that, I know that's a deep zone. So I know that now all I really need to do is read this slot corner. What is he doing? Okay. Oh, it's cover 3 or cover 4. Immediately, because I know that corner is in a deep zone, that means that guy must be in some sort of flat. So what kind of flat is he in? Oh, he's in a hard flat, taking away the running back. Now my corner out's wide open. So now, take a look at the huge difference in cover 2. So I'm going to run the same combo. I'm going to just do the drag backside with the dig. Corner, streak, flat. So watch this. Oh, huge difference. Huge difference. And how do I know that? So, again, pay attention to this right side of the screen corner. He's going to give away what the defense is doing. Take a look at this. You can see when you snap the ball, he is staring into the backfield. He is not turning his hips and running. No, he's staring into the backfield. Immediately I know, look, he's moving forward even a little bit. This is a flat zone. So this cannot be cover 3 or cover 4 unless I'm playing an idiot who's giving up a free touchdown. No, this is cover 2. So once I know it's cover 2, again, what type of flat zone is that? Because based upon what type of flat zone that is, I'm either going to have the corner to the tight end or the running back. Oh, this is a flat zone that's dropping deep for the corner. I'm going to throw to the running back. Just that simple, immediately, bam, I know flat zone, I know what coverage it is. So that right there just simplifies the game so much for you. So there's much more that I need to get into. That is just the first thing you want to look at to immediately know, hey, are they playing cover 2, cover 3, cover 4? And it's the quickest way to do it. But what about reading these hook zones? Because, you know, you might get into a situation where you don't like that corner. You don't like that flat. So you need to move to your backside read. So how do we read what those hook zones are doing? So let's go into that right now. We're going to stick with cover 2. So you guys can see here as a super simple read. How did I know to go to the dig versus the drag? So immediately I snap the ball and I pick up this as cover 2 immediately by looking at this flat zone. But let's say that, that flat zone is playing the corner as it is. But then what if maybe that they had this corner in the slot? What if they had him in a hard flat to take away the running back and I couldn't throw to either the corner or the flat? That's when I have to move to my backside progression or my backside read. And this is where it's crucial to be able to read other zones as well. So now, knowing it's cover 2, I know that most likely these guys over here, this slot corner, and then the linebacker over the middle field, they are in hook zones. So I have a drag and a dig. The drag is going to attack underneath. The dig is going to attack behind it. Now, I just have to make the right read here. And what I'm doing is I want to know the depth of those hook zones. And it's very simple. Look at the hook zones. They are moving side to side, flat-footed. They are not getting any depth. They are stopping at 5 yards. They are sitting at 5 yards, moving side to side. You're not seeing them continuously move backwards. No, they are moving horizontally. Because I see them moving side to side and not back, I know throw the dig. Wide open, easy completion. Now, let's do the same thing again, but with different depths of hook zones or different kinds of hook zones. So again, let's say I don't like the corner flat, I have to move to my backside read. This time, completely different reaction from the hook zones. How was I able to gather this so fast? Well, again, going into the replay, I see that that corner on the outside right isn't a flat zone. I know this is cover 2, but again, let's assume the running back is covered even though he's not. At this point, I know I need to go backside. And look at the difference in these hook zones on the backside here. Last time when I hit the dig, they basically were moving horizontally side to side. This time, big difference. They are dropping back. Not horizontal. They're dropping a little bit horizontally, but they are dropping back. That's the big tell. Because they're dropping back, I already know. Okay, based upon their movement, that dig is not going to be open. If I throw the dig here, he's sitting here waiting. That's going to be a pick. But because they're dropping back, you're able to know, oh, I can attack underneath. Easy gain.